So today I want to see the effectiveness of both vacuums on hardwood floor versus protein powder, chips, and also the same thing on the carpet. So we'll see which one is better. We'll start with the older Roomba. So you can see it didn't end up going in a straight line, but for where it did go on, it basically sucked everything. You can see some of these marks right here. I think these marks are the protein powder getting into the traction tires. So they kind of rolled over into the ground, but this wouldn't happen for big messes. So you shouldn't really worry about that. But yes, that is an issue. And as you saw, it went straight down. It rattled off some of the chips with the kind of bristles at the front right there. It kind of spun some of the chips, but for the most part, it did get everything except that one chip right there. I also didn't manage to get some of the kind of tougher protein powders inside the creases. So we'll see how this one does. As you saw, it also kind of rattled some of the chips around with the fin right there. But for the most part, it did get most of everything. I think this is what happened when the fin kind of spun around. So it spun some of the protein powder back onto it without sucking it too crazily. They seem about tied because there also is some protein powder in the creases. But you gotta pay attention. This is a heavy, big mess, which these Roombas are usually not designed for. They're designed for more of the kind of dust and lighter mess. So for the amount that they're designed for, this is still quite impressive. But obviously you will want something that is 100% able to get everything. Now onto the carpet, we'll start with the older model. And as you saw, it went one pass, went through here, it went there, kind of spun around a little bit. But for the bigger messes, definitely basically got everything, because that is the path that went around. I think this one is a little outlier because I think the fin kind of spin it into itself. But for the protein powder, I can still feel that maybe there is around maybe 10% left, so it got 90% of it. Still quite impressive as it wasn't designed for crazy messes. We'll see how the newer model fares. So it went one pass, it went all the way to the wall, and it got up to here, and I stopped there before I turned around because I didn't want to mess up the results. But if it continued, it probably would have picked up these pieces. But same result for the bigger pieces, they both do just as well. But the biggest difference is definitely the powder. Obviously, there is still some left in here, but this is about maybe less than 5%. Whereas you see visually, there is more on this part of the carpet versus this one. So this one definitely sucked up more. It has better suction, it has better cleaning on the carpet anyways. So for this round, I definitely gotta give it to the newer model. Next, we're gonna do detection, basically edge detection so it doesn't fall off an edge, but also detection against walls and also the Roomba right here to see if it bumps into it. As you see, it did not fall off the edge multiple times, so you don't have to worry about that, but it did hit the Roomba, did hit the wall, slows down a tiny bit, but it still hits stuff. And yeah, as you can see, although it does slow down, it still hits a lot of stuff. So if you have some delicate furniture, you might not want to get this. But for most things, it's not hitting that hard. And also there's a bump here, so you don't really have to worry about that. Now we'll see if the newer model fares better because it does have a built-in camera. Does not fall off. Hits the wall. It's slowing down. Slows down. It does avoid the Roomba, I think. Hits the wall. Oh, it does hit the Roomba. But all in all, the detection seems similar, but for this Roomba, it slows down quite a bit more than this one when it knows that it is close to a wall. So if you're worried about delicate furniture, maybe pick up this one versus this one. Next, we will see the sound level of each machine. So as you saw, when it's close up, it is around 70, and when it gets further away, it is around like 67. And as you can hear or see, speaking level is around 75, so that's how much you should expect for the noise. Next is the upgraded Roomba. So as you saw, it got up to around 72 and the low was around 67. So it is 1 or 2 decibels higher than the other Roomba. So if you're worried about voice, definitely choose this one. Now comparing the features of both vacuums, we'll see how the waste bin is. Press this button, you click this button top right here. This opens and allows you to empty everything. There is a removable air filter right here. Put it back just like that. Same thing on this side. You open it up, same mechanism to open right here. Same removable air filter right here. One difference is this at the top, this is the on and off button, this is the home button, this is where you can target an area, this can tell you the battery, this can also tells you that your bin is full right now. There's also a carrying handle right up here. Versus this one, there's only one button right here. You click on it to turn it on and you click on it again to clean. The rest of the features are on the app. Come around the back, you see that it also is very similar. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 detectors, 1, 2, 3, 4, one thin slot, similar size charging metals. The wheels are a little bit thicker on this one versus this one. And the same mechanism where you open this to reveal the entire 2 rollers that you can take off and clean. And same with this one. Go over here, take out the 2 rollers. Actually, correction, there's 2 extra sensors on the back, whereas there's none at here. So there is one extra feature here. And lastly, we gotta talk about the dock because that is the biggest difference and the biggest difference in price because this is a self-emptying bin for the newer model and just a regular dock charger for the older model. They both have pins right here to charge. You can actually use both Roombas for both chargers interchangeably. This has a kind of sensors that allow the robot to come back. This also has the same thing. It has a special kind of ramp right here that is at an incline because when the wheels come here with the extra traction, it slots into here. So the Roomba is tilted at an angle, so all the waste comes back so it can be sucked up by this vacuum into here, up onto here, and this is where it gets emptied out. The hole right there. It comes with an extra bag. And just overall feels premium, the leather strap. But obviously it is not necessary, but it is a very welcome feature that saves me a lot of time to not have to empty my Roomba every single time it runs. So in the end, they are both robots from the same company at different price ranges. It is up to you whether or not the increase in price is worth it. Personally, it is because I don't have to empty the vacuum by myself every single day. The standard model, the older model is still working just as good as the newer model. So that is reassuring to hear. So if you want to save a few bucks, go with the older model. But if you want something new, want something more convenient, definitely go with the newer model.